You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Big Tips Texas After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Big Tips Texas After Show.
If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Cotton Eye Joe. Hey! Great job, guys. Hopefully we didn't blast your ears out.
9 hours of rehearsal paid off.
I know. Yeah, we really worked on that, Gabby and I did.
Yeah. Proud. Hopefully no cracked mirrors, right?
Right.
Let's check. All right, guys. Well, welcome to AfterBuzz TV's recap of MTV's Big Tips Texas. We're in episode 7, and I'm loving it because it's getting juicier and juicier each week. But this was kind of the calm before the storm. And I'm Gabrielle Loren. Thanks. But wait, what is my other name?
Sassy Gabby?
Yeah, but what was I for Halloween?
Minnow shot.
No.
No, I don't.
Oh my
What
gosh.
were you?
I forget. I was a character, but she was Tiffany.
I was Tiffany. You were Mimi?
No.
Phil
Ew.
Phil was
That's
Amber.
rude. That is
Okay,
rude.
Morgan.
Oh.
You don't see this bitch face?
Tap that weave right now. Or pat that weave.
Bye, Felicia. Scott, you were...
I was
Tinker.
I was Tinker a long time ago when he had his hair.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
And then Phil was Amber.
Nice.
That was amazing. We wanted you to be Tiffany, but you weren't here.
I'm so sorry. You guys, I feel horrible that I missed last week, but I did actually watch the episode on my deathbed, and I was just blown away by the dinner episode, and I'm so bummed I missed that. To talk about that with you guys.
I think we have a good fight coming next week, but we'll get to that.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
A lot of good juicy stuff. But because of what happened at dinner, Tiffany had got the girls together at Redneck and said, listen, you all need to sit down. We are going to do something different to have a group bonding to bring back the sisterhood. So her idea was to go on a camping trip with all of the girls. What was going through your head, you guys? And introduce yourself at the same time when this happened.
I'm Jen LaForte, and I thought when I heard that, I was like, let's see where this goes. I didn't know how jazzed I was about it, but I wanted to see where it goes.
I'm McKenzie Fayne, and I had no thoughts on it.
That's kind of how I felt.
Just a tumbleweed?
I just made up something. Yeah.
I'm Scott Narver, and I was surprised that there were no repercussions for the dinner. That instead it was,
Exactly.
let's do another outing together, but with no one to break up any fights. It's just all on us.
With fire and sticks.
Right.
Yeah.
And our bare hands.
And
Again,
nature.
yes, bad management.
Yeah. Team building, everybody.
But it's classy. You can't
Camping is
It
not
is.
classy. Do you think it's classy?
No, we make fun of how classy they say they are all
well,
the
that's
time.
okay. That makes sense.
Well, I do have to say, though, Tiffany is trying to get the girls to mend their relationships and become that sisterhood she really wants them to have. So it is refreshing to see, and it's nice that she is kind of trying to make the effort, right?
Yeah, it makes sense to separate the two teams of the veterans and the new girls in two different cars to make sure you build that team.
Right.
True.
Well, same goes. All the girls are still talking about each other leading up to this camping trip.
But it was only the new girls. It was only the new girls who were talking about Mimi. But then the veterans were all. I actually thought they had a mature moment by being like,
They did.
well, if the new girls are going to be like that, then they can just put themselves in their own corner or something. I don't know what they said.
But, I mean, the fact it did still come up, so they were still kind of talking smack in the car.
True.
Regardless.
True.
Morgan said she's like, I'd rather sleep with my goat than have to sleep with Mimi.
Yay.
Penelope comes up once again, guys.
And I mean, Amber had said it's going to be a complete fail or not a fail. Thank you, Amber. So genius of you. So, I don't know. I was actually thinking that whole camping trip was going to go down in flames and people were going to get, things were going to happen. But I was shockingly surprised. We will get to that later, though. I want to get into Chance's dad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because that was a
Definitely.
juicy moment.
Uh-huh.
Whoa, what an intense guy.
Yeah, and can we please talk about Chance's wife and how
You were like, I saw you because I was thinking the same thing. She's like 15.
I was like, that woman looks like she's probably about like maybe 5 years older than Morgan, and I was shocked.
And then, Chance is a brother.
Yeah,
A baby 1-year-old brother. 2-year-old brother.
yeah.
But yeah, so it was nuts. I mean, they sit down at dinner, and Morgan just has a bad attitude right from the get-go, though. That's all I have to say. She could have sat there and have been mature about it, and you know what I mean? But
Why'd you look at me when you said that?
Oh.
because I feel like I was like looking at them.
No, I know,
I was
it's
looking
fine.
at them too much. So I wanted
Be mature about it.
Come on, Scott.
that did seem
Man
like
up.
that. Anyway, the maturity thing.
Yeah.
Well, so I don't know, but what happens?
Well, pretty much Chance's dad said he didn't, Morgan said that Chance's dad didn't want them to get back together because they had
Yes.
broken up
Right.
at one point. So Morgan's like, it's kind of awkward for me to be
Yeah.
sitting at dinner with you and having a conversation when you actually don't support our relationship.
And he said,
And then he said, how could I support you? You work at this place called Redneck Heaven. You need to leave that past behind. Otherwise, you're never marrying my son.
Right. I mean, he brought up some good points. It was like, if you guys are going to get married, which was my prediction from like episode 2, I think they're going to get married, that, I mean, would you want to work there once you're married? And like, I don't know. And
no.
I don't know.
But at the same time, they both fueled the same fire over and over. Like, they kept just digging at each other. And I felt like nobody was getting anywhere in the conversation because he called her a stripper
Mm-hmm.
and then said, he called her a stripper and then called her an asshole.
Right.
And
And then he also had a quote to Chance and said, "You're not dating shit." I mean, I was surprised that he said that to her.
yeah.
I was shocked that he wore his hat all through dinner.
That is so disrespectful. And especially for the South, they don't do that.
Yeah.
I have to say, though, 2 wrongs don't make a right. And he was disrespectful, but so was she. You never curse at your elders, right?
No, and especially not
She
your
seems
in-laws.
so, respectful to Cotton, her granddaddy.
Yeah, because
So-
she loves him. But when she gets her bitch face on and she's angry, she can really tell you off.
Yeah.
I just can't believe she should have just stayed there and said, okay, that's how you're going to be. We're going to stay together. They talk so much about marriage, though. It's ridiculous at this
They
point.
do, because they take it into the next level. I mean, they live together. We've established that, right?
Right.
Yes.
So that's pretty serious in itself. I mean, what's the next step? Engaged and then marriage.
Yeah.
Yes. That
I mean,
would
if-
be a good season finale.
They just don't seem
Ooh.
stable for me.
The family around them doesn't seem stable.
I don't think their relationship does.
I would like to know the relationship between Misty, that is the stepmom, and Chance's dad. Like, how did they get together?
that would be a
Where
great
the baby
story.
came from? Was that a one-night
Yeah, who is
stand, and
he?
he wanted to make her,
It's
Who is
another
he?
Tinker Tiffany
Exactly.
situation.
Right? Who is he
Totally.
to give love advice to his son about? He's dating a little baby girl.
I know.
Fresh out of high school.
Fresh
Yeah,
out of high
really,
school, for real.
seriously.
I mean, sometimes, though, the people that are the most guilty project that onto other people. So he's
Amber, she was doing that.
With her
Amber,
dad,
yeah, exactly.
Totally.
Same issue.
Absolutely.
So clearly the fam has problems. But also Morgan was upset because she thought that Chance should have backed her up a little more, which I understand. But then the next day they seemed like it was all good and merry.
Right.
It's a tough spot for him to be in because he's looking out for her best interest of pursue your dream. And she's saying the only way that I can do that is to keep working there.
So now I want to know 2 things from you guys. Do you feel that the dad's reaction was appropriate? 1.
Okay. I felt like the dad's reaction was appropriate, but it was delivered poorly. Like, I do agree with him that, yeah, you're working at Redneck Heaven, but is this where you want to be the rest of your life? Like, what do you want to do? And clearly she wants to be like a rodeo queen or whatever the name of it is. But in the meantime, she's working here because it's making her money and she wants to buy the horse. So I just think he delivered it really poorly. But I thought it was honest. I mean,
I agree with that.
thank you.
But I would like to say, after they got in the fight or whatever, and Morgan walked out, Chance comes out, and she's trying to talk, and he's like, shut the F up. And then he keeps talking. I'm like, if my boyfriend ever
Disrespectful.
like, why would you say that?
Because his dad talks like that.
Exactly.
To Misty. That's
Yeah.
the stepmom.
Did you hear the baby crying at one point?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
And then the mom was laughing. The
Yes.
stepmom was laughing.
She was laughing.
When he was yelling at Morgan. I noticed that. I wrote that down.
The heat was off her for once.
Yeah.
I think he talked down to her. He didn't talk to her in a way where she might potentially be family. Clearly his son loves her, and that should mean something to him.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than talk it out and figure out what the plan is, and I think you should do something better, or pursue your dream, or be practical and get a better job. Like, he just didn't present it that way. He was just hostile from the get-go about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he referred to Morgan as shit by saying, you're not dating shit, when he was talking to Chance. I mean,
I thought the stripper comment was a little bit worse.
I couldn't believe that, he would say something like that, first of all, in front of her, and then,
And I'm
I don't know.
assuming it's a dad that, if that is the entire family, there's no daughters. So if he's divorced and then has a young girl that he's dating, you're clearly not that adept at talking to a woman that well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can talk to your son that way
Yeah.
and just be blunt with him that way, but women are more emotional.
Oh my goodness. Like, what would you do if this was your relationship and you were sitting at a dinner table with your boyfriend's or girlfriend's family? I mean, how would you handle the situation? Morgan clearly cursed back and, talked back to an elder. But would you do that? Would you walk away? Would you sit there and not say anything? How would you be in this situation?
I know exactly what I would do.
go
What?
for it. What?
I would sit there and just say, you look ridiculous right now. That's all I would say. And then they would say whatever they have to say. And then I would just not say
Would you say
anything
you look
else.
ridiculous right now because you're on TV, or you just look ridiculous right now as a person and human being?
You are ridiculous right now as a person, human being on this earth, walking and talking and breathing. That's how you look.
Mackenzie.
But, and then I wouldn't say anything else, because then I'm the bigger person. You just walk away.
That's a good one.
Because what else? What do you say to that? You could be really the bigger person and say, this is my job. Like, I would appreciate if you don't, get into my life. Like, I understand where you're coming from and how it may look to you, but it's my life. And she could have said that, but she's not that kind of person. And we all know that. So
Yeah, she gets really defensive. She won't, she can't,
she's a
explain
permanent
herself.
bitch face, but
Bitch face.
Scott, if this happened to you at your girlfriend's dinner table,
yes,
what
that's a
would you
good
do?
point of view. I would like to know.
And this is...
And you were
My
working at a
parents?
strip
Yes,
club.
your parents.
You're
What
dating-
No,
would
it's
they-
a bar and restaurant.
No, you're dating
okay?
a stripper.
Yes, I want to know if you were Chance.
You bring her home
If
for
I were Chance.
Thanksgiving.
If I were Chance and this happened, I would probably ask for a separation at the time. Like, I would talk to my girlfriend, and then I would talk to my parents separately. And
I'm
just...
sorry. This is hysterical. What are you going
Is
to do?
it
Pull him
because-
aside at dinner? Come to the bathroom.
No, it'd just be
Talk to you.
hold on. If it's getting that heated and getting that fired up, it's like I try and stop it as quick as I could, and then I would say, like,
You would talk to both
need to give us
sides.
a moment, and I'd say that to my parents, and I go talk with her, and say I'm on your side, but give me a second, and then let me go talk to them, and basically say, like, this is out of control. If
Yeah.
you love me, you won't do this. Like, I'm not going to be in the middle of a fight. I think you're laughing at me because of the girl.
just
Like, I
wanna,
have a
be
girlfriend
there when
scenario.
this happens.
She just can't picture somebody being that calm. I think-
Yeah, and just be like, okay, listen. I'm gonna talk to you, and then I'm gonna talk to them. Oh
So
my God,
you-
Scott, you're the
you-
best.
you
So
take
what would you
5.
do, Gabby? Are you
I would
throwing
say,
forks
I
at
would say,
everybody?
you need to
These
stop.
days.
You're crazy. You need to stop yelling at each other. This is weird and annoying. Because it would be weird.
No, I think I'd be the bigger person, like you said. I would just put it out there. Listen, this is my life. I chose to do it, and I would appreciate it if you don't speak.
No, if you were him.
Well,
If
are you
you're me-
asking me if I'm him?
Wait.
Yeah,
your
that's what he
your
said.
clothes don't fit quite right. You're too lanky.
I think I would
your hair
take
is
my
weird. She's being
girlfriend.
me. I have to give her some
Scott.
history on this.
Can we just have a session on how great Scott is? then?
Scott is amazing, and
Alright.
I love him, and that's all I have to say.
And that's
about
why
that.
he's hosting on Big Tips Texas.
Amen.
No, it is not. It's because I was still around.
No,
No.
we kept you. It would mean something. So if I was you, Scott, and this happened to a girlfriend, I would probably leave the dinner table with my girlfriend, leave the house, and then speak to my parents the next day or that night over the phone and work it out with my girlfriend, and then maybe bring them into the same room together to talk it out. But I wouldn't want to stay in that awkward situation at dinner when they're completely calling out a girlfriend.
I just I don't think my family. I don't know what normal family would do that.
Most families aren't normal.
Well, with the
Okay.
job that Morgan has,
That's what makes it normal.
you know, you can't blame somebody for being like, is this your life destiny? Like, is this what you want to do for the rest of your life?
I
don't
definitely don't blame him, but
As you say, Gabby, comment on this. Comment on our YouTube video. Of
Yes.
What would you do in this scenario if it's you're a guy or a
and
gal?
which side would you be on?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Would
Yeah.
you be a Scott? Would you be a Gabby? Would you be a Jen? Or
Well, I don't think I really gave my point of view because mine would be to just get one of those inflatable boxing rings and then grab some boxing gloves and everybody can just duke it out.
Ooh.
Ooh, she
That's
should be
an
on wrestling
Amber.
with us.
That's an Amber scenario.
That's a
good
total
Texas
Amber.
scenario right there.
And Amber is going to be the ref, and it's going to be awesome.
Well, anyway, after this whole blowout, we see Chance and Morgan sitting talking, and Morgan says, "I want to get gray bushes with you."
Yep.
Really?
I caught
Gray
that.
Yeah.
bushes?
I did
Yeah.
not catch
What the
that.
hell are gray bushes?
Wow. All right. That when you're
Okay.
Wait, do you, like, what does that mean?
Just
your
keep
downstairs
thinking.
hair as you age.
Oh,
my
I
God.
think I was blonde too.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wow.
So that's her saying, "I want to grow old with you, love, honey, baby, love."
Is that the redneck way of saying that?
I guess.
It's the classy way of
it's
saying
the
it.
classy way of saying it. Exactly.
That's
Hashtag
the new
classy.
pickup line. Hey,
And if
I want to
truly,
grow gray bushes with you.
and that's, I mean, if I were Chance, I'd find that really funny and endearing because of the way she's saying that, and it's fun, and that would be a reminder right there. It's like, yeah, I need to go talk to my dad then, because I like her.
Over gray bushes?
Are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm being serious. Like, if he genuinely, if it's something like that you go like, that's awesome that she says that.
Aw.
It's in a
Yeah,
joking
no,
way.
because she's
Oh,
funny and they're
endearing.
cute,
She
and it
wants
just
to get
reminds
gray
me.
pubic
I
hairs.
thought you were like cracking on her joke.
No, I think it was funny, and
It
I
was
hope
funny.
that if that moment is the case, that then he realizes himself like, then I need to talk to my dad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But wasn't it funny because she said the way she took it all was like she was like, "I'm gonna get old someday and get saggy boobs," and like it's
Oh,
just funny
yeah.
how she thought about it.
I was like, "What? How old do you think you're going to be when you get saggy boobs? Like, you'll like looking at you. It's going to be like 30
Well, she's pretty much
years."
saying that she can't work at Redneck forever, but she's willing to work there until that happens,
Right. Okay.
which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like,
Hold on to some
okay,
money.
Is she not that passionate then about barrel racing if she's already contemplating staying there until she's like 40? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Weird.
I
Well,
Shouldn't be
anyways.
a veteran working there.
Yeah,
That's no
right?
good.
A super
Yeah.
senior
don't know. A veteran with
veteran.
2 tours, you know?
Yeah.
That's what she's going to become.
Well, this whole event led up to the camping trip. So after this happened, the next thing on Morgan's to-do list was to go camping with the rest of the girls. They all head over there. We all probably pictured a nightmare going down, but surprisingly, there were some really cool group building activities. And Tiffany had them all sit by the campfire, and they had, a Tiki Todd?
Tiki Todd. Yes, Typhani brought Tiki Todd. I think she
Oh,
made that at
another-
home.
Triple T.
Another interesting
Triple
thing that
T. Yes.
another interesting thing that they had was the toilet. They dug a hole and
Quadruple
put
T.
put the toilet seat. That's such a good idea. I'm gonna do that when I go camping.
No, don't you dare.
Oh.
Seriously? That is
What are you gonna
Wrong.
then? Are you gonna take the
Interesting.
toilet seat with you for the next camping trip?
I would buy one, a new one, for my camping one.
So what do you do with that one? Do you bury it?
No, you just sit on it. You don't even bury
sit
it.
on
Right,
it.
but what your camping trip is done.
Where do you put
You go
it?
camping
you-
a lot. You save it. You put it with your camping
That's what I'm
supplies.
asking.
Oh,
If you then
Yeah.
like load it in the car, there goes the toilet
And then
seat.
people wonder why Mackenzie has half of a toilet in her truck.
in my truck.
Awkward.
Awkward.
Well, anyways, after the toilet thing went down, they were all sitting around a campfire. Tiki Todd was there, and the whole
He did a
point,
good job.
Yeah, he did. He mediated the group, and the whole point behind that was Tiffany wanted each person to say their piece and kind of mend the problems over.
And they did. They all
Yeah.
said their piece.
They all did.
I was really
shocked.
impressed.
Yeah, what was the most
Calmly.
impressive
Yeah.
apology?
Okay. I wrote this down because I was really impressed with Sabrina because we've been talking in previous episodes And, she really opened up. And she admitted that her family does not work and that she is the breadwinner and that it's stressful on her and it's a lot of pressure. And I was really, we all assumed that, but I thought it took a lot of balls for her to actually bring that up and say, you guys are my family. I don't really have any family. So clearly there has to be a lot of animosity between her and her blood relatives.
Yeah, what she had said was, she wants the girls to work because her own family doesn't work, and that is heartbreaking.
It was so heartbreaking.
Yeah, I mean, just because she said that, I want the girls to be best friends.
Yeah.
Because it's sad when she doesn't have anywhere to turn to, and this place that to us is so not classy, and, we don't picture these girls doing this forever because we want them to have better lives. Sometimes this is like their relief. For some girls, this is the best they're going to get in the moment, and it's sad because everyone's life is so different, and we take ours for granted,
Mm-hmm. So true. I mean, the next question is I want to know, well, why don't they work? There has to be some sort of reason of why they don't work.
Because they're young, teenage, immature.
But, what about
totally
her parents?
immature.
Why don't her parents,
Because the mom is kind of deadbeat. She
Gangster.
doesn't make a lot of money. She used to be in a gang.
Probably has trouble getting hired everywhere.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a very broken home.
Oh, because Sabrina's the one who wants to go to law school and become a lawyer.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
right.
she's a smarty, but she can't go to school because she doesn't have money for it. She's trying to support her family because her mom doesn't make any money. I mean, we saw in previews for next week. Well, let's not get into that until later.
Right.
But, I mean, it looks pretty intense. So, yeah, I agree with you on that. I think that was one of the biggest statements we got for her to admit how important this was to her. But then there was also people that spoke up, like Morgan, who shockingly apologized to Mimi after she called everybody else kind of like traitors.
Yeah, that was definitely shocking as well. But, I felt like that was a big moment for her, too, to really admit it and say, I'm sorry, I should have come to you first and not listened to everybody else. And, I really do apologize for that. But in Morgan's defense, I think what would have been a classy move for Mimi would be to say, thank you and I'm sorry as well. Because, Mimi clearly, she is the victim here. Sorry, I got really
out your heat on the mic.
taking it out on here.
She's beating up Tiki Todd.
I am Tiki Todd. She really is. She's definitely the victim, but at the same time too, she could apologize for some of her actions as well.
But I get why she didn't, because she's thinking, I came here and all I got was, crap. And, so that's what she was thinking.
Yeah. But, well, we find out later on that, I think Mimi does have a little bit of an attitude problem.
Yeah, I was shocked by all of them apologizing. I really didn't think it was going to go down like that.
Yeah, it was a real kumbaya moment at the campfire.
And it was funny to see Tiffany's face because it almost looked priceless to me. She was so happy and thrilled that the girls were coming out and speaking up.
Tiffany said in the beginning, if there's no crying, it's not a successful night. So there was crying, so apparently it was successful. And then the cigarette being passed around, I did notice that.
Oh, I
to
didn't
every
notice that.
girl, practically.
Details. Look at you.
I did not. All I noticed was Amber just sitting there hey, how you doing?
And then you
hanging
see
out.
another cigarette come into the picture. Hey.
Right.
There you go.
And then, they saw a scorpion right at the campfire, and they all freaked out. And so because of that, Tiffany wasn't able to talk to Kristen. So then she pulled her aside and talked to her kind of about their issues.
Did you think that was an overreaction of seeing an insect where they were hanging out?
Well,
no, a scorpion camping. I would be like, let's pack up and go.
I thought
scary.
Kristen made an iconic quote, if you will. She said, "Why did I try to be such a badass?" Everybody has those moments where you're like, I should have never done that, but I tried to be cool, because she tried to squish it and got it all over her or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
what
that was
about
so
you,
funny.
Gabby? Was that an
With
overreaction?
the Tiffany thing, I think that it was, or the scorpion.
Yeah, the scorpion.
Yeah, scorpion. like I would have freaked out too, and I
Oh,
probably would
we
have.
know.
Hello.
We know,
mean,
Gabby.
Hello,
I know,
people.
because I was talking about if you go back a couple episodes when the bee
When
was
there was a
on.
wasp or whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
on my paper, dead. Thank you, Phil.
Gabby, I could totally see you at that camp trip. You would run like to the car and head to the nearest hotel.
Oh
You'd
my
be like,
God,
You
I
would've-
would have
thank you.
freaked.
You would have
Yeah.
ran it over with your car. You would have
Yeah.
driven over the campfire and everything. Like
Gabby,
that
would
just-
you have gone to the campfire in the first place?
I would have. I've
Okay.
done like camping before when I was younger, but but no, like scorpions, like I don't play with that.
those are deadly animals. Don't they have like venom in you? Can't they kill you
That's
or
what you
something?
said.
The little tail in the back.
Well, they can sting you, and I mean, there's some that are poisonous, but you'd have to have a much bigger one than that one.
Okay.
Oh please, I'm sure you could die from a
don't
little
know.
one too.
I don't know.
Gabby would say that.
Oh my god.
They don't.
Scorpion.
They can't like take down bears. It's not a bear versus a
Well,
scorpion.
am I a bear?
No, but I'm just saying, like, a person or anything. They can't take out an entire person.
No, but with the stuff they inject in you, it's deadly. It's like the little spider, the tarantulas.
Comment
they can kill
if
you.
you are a scorpion expert.
Yes, if you're. Yeah.
We need some help.
And we're not
below.
talking about the scorpion on ridiculousness either.
Yeah.
If
Could
it
that
is.
scorpion have killed all of us on the panel?
No, but still.
Because we're not bears.
Scorpions are scary as hell.
They are freaky. Yes. I'll
They
give
are
you that.
some scary, scary things.
Okay.
But then
Come
there was
to
another
terms with-
apology.
What?
Well, I was saying that then there was another apology
Yes.
after the scare. That
Kristen
Oh,
and
yeah,
Typhani.
Kristen and
Yeah.
Typhani. Yes.
So you guys, what happened in that situation?
I really thought it was going to be bad because Typhani had a beer in her hand and said, "We need to talk." I'm like, "Oh no!" When this happened at the party,
Yeah.
like this didn't go. Put your beer down. Like this isn't.
Don't scare us like that.
Yeah, I really thought it was going to go bad. But again, another surprising moment where things went really well.
Tell us about it.
Can you
Yes,
elaborate
Scott?
more, Scott?
That.
Well, Kristen
Tiffany,
talked clicks, right?
Kristen talked.
Oh, that was
She
annoying.
mentioned how she's in a clique and Tiffany has her
Oh.
own clique.
Oh
Right.
yeah, God, that's right.
Right.
And they don't really mesh. They each defend each other as friends.
And then Tiffany was talking about, "I don't get you. I don't
Yes.
the choices that you've made with the what was the first? Oh, the promotion.
The bathing suit.
Yeah, and the bathing suit stuff. Like, I don't understand your tactics and what you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kristen came back and said
If I had known.
she doesn't hate Tiffany. She just doesn't understand her.
Right.
And
well,
then that's when Tiffany got upset and she said, I hate that I always have to defend
Defend my-
myself
yeah.
to people.
Right.
Which that happens a lot to people, but a lot of the time you put yourself in that kind of situation, like the Tinker thing. Like she set herself up for people to judge her. Like you can't go into a relationship with the bar owner that's probably twice your age and not think people aren't going to think things about it. So that's one thing. But at the same time, all girls are catty and jealous. Well, not all, but not Gabby or Jen.
Yeah.
But-
Oh, thanks, Mackenzie.
But or Scott.
Oh, I am catty.
Awkward. But yeah, so I don't think it's just a combination of the two. But she did get upset, which was sad, but a little.
I think they both, put in their work to why their relationship fell apart because they're each guilty of not being professional and not knowing how to handle situations. Even
Yeah.
though Tiffany tries her best at times, people are always going to judge and she's always going to judge them. So it's a two-way street.
it's just a weird thing with Tiffany because she's mixing business with pleasure,
Right.
which always goes wrong.
She doesn't know how to separate herself from being a friend to these girls to being a
Yeah.
manager, and that's always like biting her in the ass.
To be
every
honest,
episode.
I don't even know if she should be friends with them. Like I
She
don't think
shouldn't.
you should be going
yeah,
out and
it's-
partying and having them over your house. Like I just
It's just a hard situation because she was once them and then she got put in a higher position. So what do you do after
Oh,
you've already
that's what it
established
was?
relationships? Yes.
Mhm.
She used to be just a regular redneck girl.
Oh, okay.
But
And
then
with
she
them-
moved on up.
Yeah.
But then her boobs got saggy, and then she moved on up.
Yeah.
So it's a different type of situation
But
for her.
like the thing that Tiffany really said to Kristen was that she said that she just didn't trust her, and
I don't blame her.
I don't blame her either because Kristen seems to have massive ulterior motives. But at the
Yep.
end, after they all made up, which I thought was really interesting, is Kristen says, "Let's make s'mores and get fat."
my
As they're
goodness.
walking away.
I don't know. Kristen just doesn't make me laugh anymore.
I think Kristen needs a rumor control person, like a security guard. To,
She
like,
needs
put
a
her at
reality
stop.
check from Amber's fist or something.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Because
Look
Amber's
at
the only one that'll
that.
do it.
Yeah, she
Well,
is.
looks like she's more of the bully, not the victim. We'll see though. In the
Yeah, she
upcoming
seemed
episodes.
really innocent in the beginning.
Yeah.
And now,
Yeah.
And then, okay, can I just make this one comment? Because we've talked about this before. So the next day when they're all getting up and leaving, you know, we're seeing them packing the car and going. None of the girls had eye makeup on, and they all looked beautiful. Like, Jillian didn't have any eye makeup on, and I was like, wow, you're really like a pretty girl, but you put on all this crazy eye makeup that makes you look like a clown.
Oh, just to touch
Yeah.
on the makeup thing, Kristen needs to get rid of her nude lipstick because it's just not working for her.
It's not even nude.
It's like,
It's like beige.
yeah, it's like beige.
Yeah.
Those are weird. I think they need makeup lessons because if they did it right and naturally, it would look good on them. But that's a big situation for a lot of girls where they don't know what they're doing. So instead, you look like a clown. Whereas if
Totally.
you wore no makeup, you'd look naturally beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, God made you like that for a reason. Like, rock it.
Rocket.
Someone's going to love it.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Hopefully.
someone will love it.
Jillian
It's
just
true.
looks so pretty. I mean, seeing her sitting in the back of the car, it was like a different person.
Well, talk about cars. I noticed that Macy was driving a Hummer H3.
I was
Yeah.
going to say
What?
that.
Yeah.
I think Macy's loaded.
Yeah, Macy seems like a little, Jewish American princess.
Yeah.
Totally.
how did she reach the pedals?
She's got a kickstand, you know?
Like Short Round and Temple of Doom, the little blocks down
I
there.
mean, they
Maybe.
make custom-made cars today, so you never know.
Do you know a Hummer's my dream car, even though it's bad for the
Really?
earth? I think I would look good in a big black Hummer.
I
But
think
not
it
a
was-
3. I don't think.
What, a 5?
No.
Do they even make a 5?
No.
7.
No.
I don't know.
10.
I just think there's 1, 2,
H10.
and 3. But comment
wow.
again if you know more
Yeah.
If you
numbers than
want
I
to
do.
send McKenzie one, comment below.
That'd
Yeah.
be great, guys.
You know what big cars I like? I like Range Rovers. I'm a Range Rover fan.
Those are good cars too, but they're gas guzzlers. I have an
every,
SUV
yeah.
and it's a gas guzzler.
Me too, girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's why I need a sedan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyways, after this whole camping trip went down, great. They all made friendships again, and they're all good to go. We then see Morgan head to her grandpa, her favorite grandpa, Cotton.
Cotton, yes.
Yeah. And she had a little convo with him about the whole situation with Chance's dad and everything, and
I love
he gave
that.
her some good advice, which is really sweet.
I loved it. I loved it that she went to him and was like, my granddaddy gives me the best advice. And
Did you-
it was awesome.
Did you guys catch that the big face on her arm is her
Yes.
grandmother?
Yes.
You caught that?
Yeah, because I kept
How
wondering
did you
who
catch
that was. They put a little graphic up pointing out the tattoo that it's her granny on
That
her arm.
always looks at me when we
So,
watch.
okay, I want to find out a little bit more about like
Like a haunted house, like the haunted mansion at Disneyland, where it just watches you with the eyes.
where are Morgan's parents? Did her grandparents raise her? Like, do we know this?
I don't know.
That's a good point.
Okay, if you guys know this, comment below and let us know.
Or if you're a friend of Morgan, if you're on
Yes.
the show,
You
I
guys
know
have
some of you guys
in.
watch it.
You guys have a lot of homework tonight because
seriously.
you have
If
to
you're-
comment about a lot
If you're
of stuff.
farm animals and you know, comment below.
If your
you
name is
sold-
Penelope.
If you sold Morgan her goat, please give us a call.
Yeah, I mean, that is an interesting question because we really don't see the family too much, just the
So,
grandpa.
I'm wondering if like her grandparents raised her. I mean, I don't know anybody who has a tattoo of their grandmother or their grandfather on them. You know, I mean, I love my grandparents so much, and talking to them is so interesting because they've lived like so many years with so much has happened in this country.
That's what she said too about him.
And that they have so much like experience that she must not have parents. I don't know.
Well,
don't
I
know.
mean, to get
She
also your
does.
grandma's face tattooed on your arm, there must be some significant relationship there, so it's definitely a possibility. I really liked how Cotton gave her some really good advice. He kind of led her to realize that it's not just Chance that needs to work on things, it's you too, and
Very
she
good
admitted it,
advice.
and I think she's very level-headed, and it's really...
With him,
Yeah.
she is. She's very mature with him.
In the moment, she may not be as mature, but when she reflects back on things and situations, we see that mature side.
Yeah, when she's willing to listen to someone she respects, then that's
Yeah.
clearly
Yeah.
it affects her.
Yeah,
But-
I love that relationship. I hope we see more of that because I feel like Cotton can really be the voice of reason for Morgan,
I agree 100%. So hopefully we'll see Cotton give out more advice and help her fix Chance's relationship with his dad and his dad's relationship with Morgan.
Well, then Morgan jumps off the bridge, and then we're back into the bar.
Yeah, well, she pretty much jumped in the water for fun. She's
Right.
I like that side of her. She's just a free will type
Seemed
of person.
like she's never really done it before because she was really freaked out and she didn't even
It's
want
been a while. She did it when she was a kid, and it
Yeah.
was dirty water. Like,
Yeah.
let's be real.
Yeah.
She was swimming with turtles.
Yeah.
It's like a swamp.
Talking how like the bottom of it was squishy, and I was like imagining that. Like, oh,
Yeah, it's like
gross.
it's a dirty lake probably. That's
Yeah.
what it is. But yeah, so then the next scene we see is Kristen and Mimi arguing while bartending. So I guess Kristen and Morgan are trying to train Mimi how to get behind the bar.
Yeah, Mimi got promoted by the veterans to work the bar. And Kristen and Morgan were like, well, we're the best here, so we're going to train you. And
She's being trained during the middle of a busy shift, which seemed weird to me. That
yeah.
stress
I mean,
test.
yeah, that seems like the worst time to try and train her. But
Well,
I
you
mean,
know what makes the best types of bartenders then, or
Right.
any type of tender.
But I will say, and I said this earlier, that watching the scene and watching, Morgan and Kristen, teach her how to make like a Jack and Coke or something, Mimi did strike a little bit of an attitude of like, I know what I'm doing. I don't need you to tell me what to do. And I was kind of like, maybe these girls were right. Maybe
But did they
Mimi
really have
does.
to? I just think they were too much down her throat.
I don't know. I think Mimi, Mimi might have her guard up. I mean, she has every right to.
Yes, but at the same time, she was talking back a little, getting a little fresh, wasn't
Yes.
taking constructive criticism.
Yes.
I mean, people are going to need to whip you into shape when you're learning a job or doing something different because it's part of growing and becoming the best you can be, right? And then we see Sabrina in the interview setting saying, like, she needs to lose the attitude. Like,
Yes.
Mimi needs to lose the attitude. So clearly other people that were once on Mimi's side are saying this and coming out and being honest with the fact that Mimi does have an attitude
I
problem.
just kind of
Right.
think Sabrina didn't see all of it. Like,
No.
and then Kristen was like, "Mimi, you need to realize that after this shift, we get to tell them a report, and you won't be back here."
And Mimi
like-
was like, whatever. I don't
And
care.
I would be too. I would say, "Okay, that's how you're gonna be. Like, that's what you're gonna rub in my face. Like, honestly, I don't care then."
Yeah, but did you really feel like Mimi was listening to them? I don't know. I didn't feel like she was really respecting them
Right.
and listening to them.
I don't feel
At
like
all.
they were just like everything they said. Like, "Oh, pour this. Oh, you got a bar box. Like, you're gonna stand on it." Like, they just
Well, at
They're
one
just
point, she was,
bitchy to each
yeah,
other.
she was pouring like the Jack into the measuring shot
The
glass.
jigger thing.
Yeah, and I think it was Morgan or maybe it was Kristen. Obviously, it was one of those two girls who was like, if you hold the bottle up higher, it'll come out faster. And Mimi was kind of like, no, I like it how I'm doing it right now. And they were
Yeah,
like,
that was
and they were like, but if the bar gets busy, you need to, be dishing out, drinks. And I don't know.
But if they said it like that, it would have been differently. If they said, "But if the bar gets busy,"
Oh, please. Problem number one, like, you
Yeah.
have to be able to take in, like,
Constructive
Yeah,
criticism.
constructive criticism. Like, in any job setting, you can't just talk back and be stuck in your ways.
yeah,
With a new job, you have to learn the way they work. You
Yeah.
can't just come in and be like, well, I do it this way. Sorry.
They're like, no, honey, I don't work that
Yeah.
way. Like, when you've got 4 people screaming at you, like, I need a drink, you got to be able to make, like, A, B, C, and D. That's why
Yeah.
I was never a bartender. I always cocktailed because it's tough. It's hard.
I think the problem here is that both sides are bitchy. They both have their own
Totally.
issues. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, Mimi may talk back, but then guess what? They're going to retaliate, and
Yeah.
it's going to be a problem. So they're both wrong again.
What do
which
you think,
is
Scott?
A recurring case.
I don't think it helped that it was 2 against 1. I don't
True.
think it should have been the 2 really good friends that have had a problem with her training her. I think it should have just been one of them, and then it's one-on-one. It's
That's
one-on-one
true.
training, and it's because anything that is said, they're gonna just team up against her
Yeah.
and then put up her guard anyway. But
Right.
if it's just one-on-one,
that's a
if
good
there are
point.
problems, then there are problems, and it's just between 2 people, not 3.
Well, we'll see if there's another Mimi altercation, which I think there may be. So let's
Uh,
talk about that in prediction.
Wow.
Yes.
Did you see
Prediction.
My favorite. Hey. I like that, you guys. Great soundbite. So what do you guys think based on what we saw? You first.
I've been really excited to say this prediction. Okay, I have another Morgan prediction. I think that Morgan is going to quit her job.
She said it.
Season finale, getting engaged and quitting her job.
It's a good one.
Scottini.
Somebody's getting fired.
Oh, totally.
Who?
Somebody's getting fired.
Who?
I'm going to say...
I know who you're gonna say.
Then say it for me.
Say it. Say it. See
You want
if
to say
you
it at the count of
can.
3?
1,
2, 3.
Mimi.
Kristen.
That's what I was going to say was Kristen. That's what I
I
was
think
going
it's
to
going to
say.
be Kristen.
Yes.
But I can definitely make a case for Mimi as well.
Yeah.
Look at you guys.
What do I think? I don't really know. I don't have a prediction today.
Nothing.
Come on.
Choose one of
no.
the gals. Just choose one of the
Can I
gals
give
and
you
make a
one?
prediction.
Okay.
Okay. They're gonna have this the big fight that we see.
Where it looks like the producers all step in to clear the way, which is awesome.
We see obviously Kristen because me and Gabby and Scott rewound it and
Kristen
paused
and
it.
Morgan.
And Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think they get in a huge fight and somebody gets really hurt, which I think somebody's gonna be Mimi because she's like tiny and a little thing. So
But Mimi's a scrapper. She's a survivor.
All right. Well, my prediction is, we saw Mimi throw the drink, so let me figure out why that happened. Somebody probably said something bitchy to her, like, you have an attitude, you need to fix it. That bar situation was ridiculous. And maybe there's going to be a hospital visit. I don't know.
Ooh.
And Sabrina says that there's no electricity in her house, so I'm assuming mom's not really doing anything. And
I have a good
Shocker.
prediction.
maybe somebody, like, stole her money.
That's
or
what I was gonna say. Somebody stole her money in her house. I bet.
Yeah, and it's
Oh, that's
gone or
right.
whatever. Because she said she lost all her money from one of her shifts. So.
Yeah, a double.
But
shift.
maybe she got robbed at work.
Yeah,
No.
or that, I
Or she
think.
I
gave
don't
her
think it's
younger
that.
sibling money one time when they showed up to the bar. Maybe they're not spending it on groceries.
Yeah, maybe she gave a sibling money because they needed it for something, and then she's like, oh, crap, now I don't have money to pay the bills for my mom.
I think one like the mom or sister or brother stole it.
I feel so bad for them. Oh, my God, child services are going to come after them after this TV show.
Totally.
Seriously. All right, well, we wish the best for you because that's like a horrible situation, so I hope it
yeah.
gets
Not
better.
Funny.
But let's go and lead out on this one. Where can we find you guys?
You can find me on Twitter at Curtain Jerks, and you can watch Gabby and myself on Main Event.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter at McKenzie Fayne.
And you can find me on Twitter at Jen LaForte.
And you can find me on Twitter at Gabrielle_Loren or Instagram GabbyLO87. And I'm hosting Snooki and JWoww, Main Event with Scott, and Big Tips Texas. So thank you guys so much for tuning in for another episode of MTV's Big Tips Texas. We have so much fun every time we do it, so we hope you guys are having as much fun as we are. And don't forget to take your minnow shots. See you next week.
Woohoo!
From
Cheers.
executive producers Maria
See you
Menounos,
later.
Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Minnow you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.